Dear colleagues, this week we are speaking about engaging English language learners in community life. This aspect of education is becoming more and more important in modern world. So, I would like to explore more this topic and learn more from specialists. That is why I am absolutely happy to introduce Nadina Nicolici. Nadina, hello, nice to see you.
Hello, and thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this amazing project. It's a real honor and pleasure for me to be part of it.
Nadina Carmen Nicolici is a teacher of English and French as foreign languages at Lorin Sarajan Technical High School in Drobeta Turnu Severin, Romania. She has coordinated and participated together with her students and peers in more than 175 national and international educational projects and partnerships, having as partners European or global schools from other countries such as Erasmus Plus, Communities, Comenius, ePals, eTwinning, teaching with European or global volunteering campaigns. Recently, she coordinated the training courses for ELL teachers, Confident Teacher, Well of Community, funded by the US Embassy Bucharest, and Let's Speak Media Literacy, a project made possible by the Global Teacher Award sponsored by the US Department of State. She is a SUSI study of the US Institute's Open former e-teacher and a Fulbright TEA alumni, media literacy cohort, and Open Alumni Community Lead, content creator, a member of the advisory board for Fulbrighter, a country trainer for British Council, and a T4 Education Country Ambassador. She is a National Geographic Certified Educator. She received various prizes and awards. Teacher of the Year in Romania, ePals Teacher Ambassador, ePals Exemplary Teacher, eTwinning Mentor, Excellence Award. Today, Nadina is here to speak about involvement of students in community life. And here is my first question. Why is involving students in community life becoming more and more important, Nadina?
I would say that it has always been important, yet few of us understood this. Now, as the generations of students we teach are changing, we need to adapt to their needs, and one of them is by having them involved in community life. Why? First of all, because they are members of the community they live in, and by getting them involved, they come to care, and if they care, they try their best to improve it, I mean the community. Another reason is the fact that, as I said, we are teaching students who are more and more different, and they bring with them different perspectives. They see things in a different way, and I must agree that they come up with ideas and solutions which are not only working, but which also keep up with the times they live in. You know, they use technology which sometimes is different from the one we, the teachers, use. And not only this, but also the goals are different. I'm sure your students play video games. Well, a short example here. Sometimes the solutions they find while playing these games can become reality in their communities. And this means different perspectives and innovative solutions. Last but not least, by having our students involved in community life, they are given a voice and they become and feel responsible. And I am sure this will not stop when school is over. They will be responsible citizens who care. That's what we want, isn't it?
Thanks for such a detailed answer. Nadina, and what are the benefits of community-connected learning?
Well, I mentioned some of them previously, but I would add some more. One benefit is the fact that school is no longer closed, but it opens toward the community. It helps and it is helped. For this to happen, there should exist a real close connection between the students and staff in schools and the community they live in. We live in an age when we can no longer separate school from community, as it is part of it. And by having students involved in its life, here I would also add teachers and staff, this connection is enhanced and strengthened. Moreover, and here I would say this is the main benefit of community-connected learning, there is the aspect of putting theory into practice. We all hear people saying that school does not prepare students for life and what we teach is not relevant for the times we live in. By connecting learning to community, this will stop. It's essential to find a real applicability in real life for the tons of information. And what better and easier way to do it than by connecting school to community. Thus, we not only help the community in various ways, but we also prepare students for those lessons life has in store for them. Of course, there are many other advantages as well, and I would only name just a few. Violence can be reduced or even eliminated as students learn to work together, they are busy and have no time to do bad things. Also related to students, this type of education comes to minimize the social education for those involved in it, as they come to collaborate and cooperate with their peers and other members of the community, which leads to empathy and to the creation of a more inclusive and connected school culture.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Let's move on to the next question. What are the examples of engaging students in community life? Tell me about your experience.
I started engaging my students in community life more than 10 years ago, as I understood they knew so little about the place they lived in, and thus they did not care, and once they finished school, they simply fled. I remember the first community-based initiative was a project, School My Friend. It lasted for a school year, and we started by taking a long walk in the community, simply looking around us and identifying problems in the community. Back to school, we gathered and started discussing, sharing ideas and finding solutions to the problems we noticed. Then we thought about what was within our power to help, and we managed to do it. We created a better school garden for the community to enjoy the freshness of the trees and flowers we planted. Then we offered gifts and our time to the orphans and the senior people in the orphanage and the asylums in our region, and I will never forget the emotions all of us felt. Another example is an activity we have been doing for more than 5 years now, random kindness. Students create postcards, they write positive messages on them, I buy flowers, and together we go on the streets of the city and we offer these small gifts to random people, wishing them all the best. If only you could see the gratitude and the sparkle in their eyes. Another example is the cleanup campaigns we take part in at least twice a year. We identify where the problems are related to dumping garbage and we act. We don't only clean the area, but we also promote our action as we believe in the power of positive and good examples. And almost every time, out of the trash we collect, we manage to create various objects. A few years ago, we organized some school fairs where we sold these objects made out of trash. We often remember that one man's trash is another man's treasure, so we act accordingly. If you wonder what we did with the money we raised, well, we used it to buy fruit and vegetables that we donated to people in need in our community. I hope you agree with me that it's vital to teach our students not only school subjects, but also how to become responsible citizens in their communities, and we can do it only by getting them involved for real.
Now I see that teaching students to be part of their community is absolutely necessary. Thank you. I know that recently you have conducted an interesting series of trainings for teachers concerning communities. Please tell me about it.
My first initiative of this kind started in 2020 and it was called Confident Teacher, Well of Community. It was a training program for 20 English teachers in my county and it was funded by the US Embassy Romania. It consisted in 9 training sessions, and it involved teachers who teach in middle and high schools situated in small towns and villages in my area. If you wonder why I chose teachers in those schools, the answer is pretty simple. Those who teach in cities have access to everything they want and need, while those in the rural areas are somehow forgotten. And one of the teachers in the target group confessed at the very beginning, "We don't exist. That's so good you thought about us as well." The aim of the program was to enhance the learning and teaching of these teachers, as the schools they work in are located in areas which have a real potential to develop tourism, as we all know that English is the key factor in this field. I'm sure that if we have confident teachers, then the community will prosper. So far I have been right, as the results are better. And one of the most important things for me is the fact that these teachers now feel they belong to a community. They are not alone, they keep in touch with each other, they communicate, share, and find out about other professional development opportunities, and not only. Another initiative of mine is Let's Speak Media Literacy, a project made possible by an award I was given by the US Department of State at the beginning of this year. This time I involved 23 teachers, not only English teachers, but also teachers who teach other school subjects such as biology or environmental protection. These teachers attended 10 training sessions on media literacy and English for media literacy, so that they can integrate this topic in their regular classes. By the means of this project, I wanted to increase the media literacy knowledge of these teachers and of their students, to improve the critical thinking abilities in relation with the media, to update and improve their teaching methods and techniques. I'm very glad I had the chance to make this project real, as from the very beginning I understood that so little is known in the field of media literacy. I know that once teachers know about it, they will cascade knowledge to their students, who will spread their knowledge among other members of their communities.
I bet this event was really useful for teachers. I'm inspired by everything you do. And I have one more question for you. What tips can you give to teachers about engaging English language learners in community life?
Listen to your students, give them a voice. Let them speak and turn yourselves into the gold finder. No matter how many silly things they may come up with, for sure they will bring to you the grain of gold. Find it and put it into the spotlight. Encourage your students to become active and teach them how to care. Once they are no longer indifferent, wonders will happen. Be patient and make sure no one is left behind. And one more thing. Catch on fire with enthusiasm, and people will come for miles to watch you burn.
Nadina, thanks a lot for your tips. They're really useful. Now I have a clearer picture of the topic. I hope our colleagues enjoyed our conversation as well as learned something new and useful. I cannot express how grateful I am to have an interview with you, Nadina. Thank you for your expertise.
I would also like to thank you for inviting me. I am glad I could share my ideas with you. I wish you all the best, and let's keep in touch. Thank you.